I was so happy that I got the offer. Hey guys, it's Chelsea K right here, and welcome back to my channel, a place where I give young adults and college students tips and tricks on how to find their passion, build their brand, and get that bread, all while you're young and all while you're still in college. And yes, you read the title right. I'm going to be talking about how I was able to score an internship at Microsoft for this summer. So let me not waste any more time and let's just get right into the video. Okay, so this is kind of like a story time, so I need to give you all the background and all the context as I possibly can. So this video is kind of like a story time slash tips slash everything else you may need if you are searching for an internship this internship season, or you're possibly looking into going to work at Microsoft. But before I jump into that, I want to give you a bit of backstory and context to show you how far I'm really coming from. So in January of 2020, I was flew out to Silicon Valley. I think is it Fremont? I don't remember. California, to the Facebook headquarters to interview for their Facebook analytics role in Facebook University. I had put Facebook on my vision board, Facebook and Google on my vision board. So I was just like, yes, my dreams are finally coming true. Right. And I got to tour Facebook. It was all expenses paid. And the interview itself, I think, went okay. It was a very technical interview. I had to do SQL, and I had never done SQL before. I learned like a couple of weeks before the interview. And then it was two interviews. It was broken down into like a data engineering interview and like a data analytics interview. I knew nothing about that, and I don't even know why I applied for that job. I don't know why I thought I was interested in data analytics. But anyways, I went and I felt okay. I felt okay after the interview, and I thought I had gotten some good feedback during the interview. And yeah, I met a lot of really cool people at the headquarters, and I went back to chill in my hotel room afterwards, and then I flew back to school the following day. Like experience. Oh, they have like a vending machine with with cables and batteries. I'm gonna feature you. Are you ready?
Yes. Hello. Welcome to Chelsea's vlog.
And about a week later, I heard back. I didn't get the internship, and I was completely crushed. But I was kind of relieved because I didn't want to do data analytics. I did not want to be around a screen like 24/7, just like typing away, doing code and like looking through databases. Like that wasn't me. I didn't do enough research on the role, and I understand why I wasn't chosen. So I didn't really recognize this though until later process of like applying for jobs. So fast forward to about April, or when COVID like started happening, right? I didn't have a summer internship, but I could always go to school in the summer, so it wasn't that bad. And that's what I ended up doing anyways. It was quarantine, and I was bored out of my mind because I had just finished like my first semester of sophomore or junior year, I don't remember, and I was looking for something to do. And that's when I created my first digital product, the 7-day scholarship search challenge. And if you haven't gotten it yet, it's on sale, link in bio. Anyways, I had the 7-day scholarship search challenge, and I really brought it to life. So I had the idea, and then like I did like my market research on Instagram, and then I created the product, and then I brought it to market, marketed it. And that was something that I really liked. Like I really liked ideating, forming things, and then like making it something real, like watching it come to life. And then I had to speak to like these other different people, and I don't know, I just liked creating and like bringing something to life. And I was just like, whoa, what if I could do this for like the rest of my life, or like not the rest of my life, but as like a thing, like a career. I wonder if there's anything similar to this like out there. So I googled, asked my mentors, and they said that program management or product management kind of sounded like that, like something that could like fit me because of my personality and like my technical skills. It was something that could fit me. So I went to LinkedIn, Google, YouTube, everywhere I could find, and I started searching and looking at possible product management internships and what product management really is. And I just started watching videos and like learning more about the role. I know I didn't want something super technical, because that's just not something I like enjoy doing. So I looked at the differences between like a technical product manager and like a non-technical one. So fast forward to summer, and after summer I started like looking for internships, because I knew internship season and like recruitment season starts in like late August, September, October, like the latter part of the year. And I wanted to be ready. Your girl wanted to be ready. I started early. I had like my organizational stuff, and I was prepared, and I was going to do it differently this time. I wanted to work at a company that really valued its employees, believed in causes that I believed in, had a role that I wanted to, one, do, and two, could actually like succeed in. Like, yeah, I made a list of companies that could be possibly interesting to me, and I started like going in on like LinkedIn and looking for persons to talk to. So fast forward to how I discovered Microsoft. So I made a list. I decided I was going to start early, and I made my list. And Microsoft was on that list simply because it was a tech company and I wanted to be in tech. I knew I wanted to be in tech. And I reached to as many employees as possible, and it turns out like a mutual friend of mine, or like someone I knew, it was like a kind of like a far connection, actually worked at Microsoft and interned at Microsoft. So, I reached out and spoke to them, and I was sold. So Microsoft went to the top of my list, and I continuously just spoke to as many people as I possibly could. And I started to just ask them like, why do they want to work there? What do they enjoy about their job? And everyone was just super passionate about the company and like what it stood for. And I was just like, okay, I could get with that. I applied. So I applied, and I felt helpless because I had, spoken to all of these people, and I applied, and I felt like everything was just out of my control from there. And I just decided that I was gonna try my best to do something and get that interview, because I believed that if I got that interview, then the ball was in my court. I could prep and do all of the work and, be successful. So I went out, and my goal now was to get an interview. So having spoken to like how the people I was speaking to, I was just like, hey, I kept in contact with them, and I was just like, hey, I applied for Microsoft, and I just asked them what they would do in my position, and they were super nice. I believe I got 2 referrals out of just like maintaining and reaching out and taking the initiative to talk to people. And I was able to get 2 referrals because of that, and I feel like that really helped. Another thing I think really helped was me attending as many virtual events the company held as much as possible. Like, I was on their website looking for whatever events they were gonna host in, October, November, September. I was there. And I even found a a virtual event that got you to speak to, different people who work there, and then I was able to connect with those people on LinkedIn, offline, and just build relationships, and that really helped a lot. Another thing that really helped me in just like preparing and getting in the door, I think, was joining the Microsoft University recruitment group. They have a LinkedIn group, and they post like the virtual events and tips to apply and interview. So I was following that like crazy. After I applied and spoke to people and got a referral, I finally got the email saying that they're gonna move forward with my application, and I have a first round interview. Exactly. I got a first round interview, and I was just so like stoked. I was just like, this can't be real. What? So I reached back out to the people I was talking to and say, hey, I got a first round interview. Thank you so much for just being here and being a sounding board for me. And they're like, yeah, sure. I can get you more people to talk to. Just let me know. I can help you prep. Like, they were super nice. Like, God really put some angels in my pathway. Like, so that was me preparing for the first round interview. I was really researching about company culture and the values and why it stood out to me and why I want to work there. And it was pretty easy because Microsoft's mission really aligns with my mission for like my life, which is to connect people and empower everyone to just do more and just live the best life they possibly can. So I was just like prepping and just pumping myself up for the first round interview. And this process went really kind of like quick because it was just in a matter of a couple of weeks. So another thing I will say that really helped was reaching out to people who interned previously in the role that I was going to interview for. So I found out that I was going to interview for a program manager role, and I went to LinkedIn, which is my best friend, as you can probably tell by now, and I searched past program manager intern or something to that effect, and I found many people, and a few people I reached out to, probably like 2 responded, and I was able to really connect with one, and she really helped me to prepare for my first and second round interviews. So I had my first round interview. It was a short interview, 30 minutes, and it was with one person. And they basically just asked me about why I was interested in Microsoft, and like went through my resume and everything. And I was just able to speak about the projects I had done in my past engineering internships and how I was able to kind of like translate that to Microsoft if I was ever accepted, and my wife at Microsoft. And I sold it. Like, I studied for that interview, and I think I sold it. And I got an email like a couple days later saying that you were successful, and I was gonna make it to the second round of the interview. So this is where it kicked in. I was interviewing for an org called Cloud, and that was something I wasn't really familiar with. So your girl studied so hard, and I made sure that I understood as much as I could about the organization and what Microsoft was doing in that space. I was on the news, I was on Robinhood looking at what the Microsoft stock was doing. Oh, Microsoft was doing better in like sustainability and like social good, which is something I'm very passionate about, and just like everything in general. And I reached out to the people I had connected with on LinkedIn and said, hey, I made it to the second round. Do you have any advice for me? And they were all super really helpful in like helping me prep. And another thing that really helped a lot was joining different groups on GroupMe. So like the Nesby group chat was really, really, really helpful. And I just sent in there like, hey, does anyone have any interviews, or have anyone ever interviewed with Microsoft and whatever, and people were so like willing to help. So I was able to prep with different people. I did a few mock interviews on this website called the Pramp, and I was focused on just like really practicing. I was really nervous though because I thought it was going to be technical, but I heard from a birdie it could be a mixture of technical and behavioral. So I was just like, I'm just praying for some behavioral, because product management questions and technical questions always trip me up because I always overthink about them. I was just really hoping and praying that I was getting more behavioral type of questions. Another thing that really helped was searching YouTube and like searching typical interview questions that they ask at Microsoft interviews. Like, you'd be surprised to see how many resources are really out there. So fast forward to the second round interview. It was a really tough day. Like, I missed classes because it was all day, and it was 4 back-to-back interviews. And it was like an hour. They were like an hour long each. And I had 4 wonderful interviewers. They were so great. And they basically, like, they sold Microsoft as well. Like, they sold it home. And if I hadn't if I had not gotten the internship, I would have felt like really bad. I'm like, oh my God, I want to work at this company so much. But yeah, and I actually took a video after the first interview I had because it was just so good. Like, my interviewer and I connected so well. And I was just asked a range of like different questions, both behavioral and technical. But there were things that I could answer, which I was really grateful for. After the interview process, I felt so drained, but on a high, because I was so nervous and my heart was beating so fast, like all the way through. And as I said before, the interviews were an hour long each, and it was 4. So I started at about 10 a.m. in the morning, and I finished at about 2 or 1, because I had like breaks in between each interview. Though it was virtual, the process was very, very, very smooth. After I finished my last interview, I went back to like the main group and thanked all the recruiters. And then I sent a thank you note to the recruiters, or through the recruiters to like my interviewers, thanking them for a great like interview view. But yeah, because it was a great conversation I had. So, I just sent a thank you note, which fast forward to about 3 days later, including the weekend, because it was a Friday and I got my results on the Wednesday, and I was so scared. Like the anxiety was like eating me alive. And like, one of the persons I had reached out to on LinkedIn to help, they messaged me and they're like, don't worry, you got this, I'm thinking of you, just let me know how it goes. And I was just like, oh my gosh, what if I put out all this effort and then not even get the internship? Like, what? So I just decided to, after classes, I just shut my laptop down. I didn't go on LinkedIn because everyone on LinkedIn was posting their, I'm pleased to announce blah 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 blah. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like I cannot I have the bandwidth to deal with that. So I came off everything. I turned my phone off, I turned my laptop off, and I was just like out. So I think I went to make some dinner, took a shower, and I had like really calmed down. And I went to check my email, and there it was. congratulations from Microsoft, or congratulations on your offer from Microsoft, Chelsea. And you know, when that is personalized, that it is for you, girl. So yeah, it had my name in it and everything, and I was just like so shocked. And my boyfriend was there, so you know, I called him and I was just like, hey, look. And he's just like, ah. And I was just like, ah. And he was like, ah. And I was like, ah. I was so happy that I got the offer. And I had gone through so many months of just like not knowing what I wanted to do. I was looking at consulting, I was looking at coding, I was looking at finance, and I was just like, this is not something I'm passionate about. Like, if I'm going to have like a real shot at doing something I love, I need to be completely honest with myself and just, you know, put in the work and do the research, which is what I did. And I'm just so happy that I did that. I got rejected so many times from so many companies, and I was just so happy to finally get a yes. It only takes one yes, because see, here I am. I made this video not to brag or, you know, anything malicious. I just wanted to really just show people that, you know, it only takes one yes, and you can do it. I'm just an international student from Jamaica. You know, I go to Kettering. They want to say there's nothing special about that, but you know, I did not come from a target school. I don't go to Yale, Harvard, Princeton, or you know, any of those schools, and I was still able to like score an internship. So I want to let you guys know that it is possible. You just have to put in the work, be strategic, and know yourself and be honest with yourself. And if you really let that show, I feel like the company would be losing out. So that's it for the video, guys. I'll be making another video to give you guys some more tips and tricks on how to navigate the internship and recruitment season to really score your dream internship. I will also be mentioning like a couple of different pages, YouTubes, LinkedIn's that you want to follow to get some more in-depth, juicy like tip. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was inspiring, and I hope you subscribe and like, and tune into my next video.